Hello and welcome to a Onward video, but something a little bit different. Here we are in paradise, and today we're going to be looking at the M16A4 rifle and the M9 pistol. And here we are, hot, beautiful day, sweating with my helmet on here. Yes, these are the weapons we're going to be looking at here on this HESCO block, and I'm going to be giving you a little bit of information on these weapons, the real life counterparts, stats, and a little bit of information and how they actually feel in the game. So let's start off with the M9 pistol. The World Ultimate has long been common currency among firearm enthusiasts, but if there's a combat and tactical pistol for which the term is absolutely appropriate, then it's this, the Beretta M9. This legendary semi-auto handgun has not only won the historic contract with the US military in 1985, but has achieved a triumphant contract renewal after more than 2 decades of hard use in the world's toughest and most extreme conditions. From the scorching deserts of Iraq to the frigid heights of the Afghan mountains, a contract renewal after this kind of use and abuse means a product that has kept its promises and then some. Simply put, there's no other pistol today that is as durable, reliable, dependable and easy to use, and is safe and accurate as the Beretta M9. This handgun has rightfully earned the nickname of World Defender. So there we go, we've got our clip in here. The actual rounds in this magazine are 9x19, and the magazine holds 15 rounds. Now, while there is accuracy with this pistol, it has got an extreme recoil pattern. Throw the weapon really quite high, so it's advisable when using this to use both hands. Support the lower hand and pull back. That stops a lot of the recoil on this weapon, and this weapon really is fantastic. Coming over the HESCOs, putting some rounds down, and then getting back behind the HESCO if you actually run out of rounds. So this is the M9 Beretta, an absolutely beautifully modelled representation here in Onward, and you can't go far wrong with this as one of your main sidearms. Brilliant. Of course, everybody has their own favourite in-game, and a lot of it is visual, I feel, in a lot of these games, and this is not personally my favourite pistol, but we'll get round to that in another part of the video. So in my hand now we have the M67 fragmentation hand grenade. Now, this grenade is used to supplement small arms fire against enemies in close combat. It produces casualties by high velocity projection of fragments in a uniform distribution pattern. The 2.5 inch diameter steel sphere contains 6.5 ounces of high explosives and is fitted with a fuse that initiates the explosive charge. So we're quite safe with this in my hand now because we're actually holding it onto the spoon. The grenade has a delay detonating device, giving the soldier around 4 to 5 seconds of separation after releasing of the safety lever or the spoon. The fragmentation hand grenade has a lethal radius of around 5 meters and can produce casualties up to 15 meters, dispensing fragments as far away as 230 meters, so quite devastating in close quarters. Next up we have the M16A4. Now this rifle is basically an M16A2 with a removable handle and full-length quad Picatinny rail. The M16A2 weapon system was developed at the request of the United States Marine Corps to improve on the M16A1 and went into large-scale production by 1987. Improvements included a thicker barrel at the front and a front sight, a modified flash suppressor, which is closed on the bottom, new polymer buttstock, which is lighter and stronger, and a faster barrel twist from 1.112 to 1.7, and a spent case deflector for left-hand users. The M16A4 is chambered to fire the 5.56x45 or 2.223 NATO cartridges. It is a select fire rifle that has semi-auto and 3-round burst fire capabilities. Cartridges are magazine fed and firing is achieved by a direct impingement gas operating system. This is another rifle that's kind of a go-to rifle for me when it comes to Onward. You can see the dust cover and ejector here. We also have the forward assist, which pushes the round further into the chamber, should it not chamber correctly. Yes, this is really a really accurate weapon when it comes to Onward, and the only kind of top unit sights I put on this is probably the red dot, otherwise I go with the iron sights. I find this very effective once you get used to handling this weapon, and it sounds really rather nice. Very solid in the hands. The sight unit on top can be a little bit small and fiddly, but when we're dealing with close quarters, it's not so much of an issue. So here we go, one of the Stanags here. You can see we have got 556 by 45 chambered in there. Certainly not something you want to get hit with. This is not 7.62, but even so, it's not something really you want to be on the other end of when you pull the trigger. This weapon is extremely accurate in the field. So let's get her locked and loaded. Let's have a look and a listen at what she sounds like in Onward. We have a magazine capacity of 30 rounds here, so we've got plenty. As you can see, we've got one in the chamber there. Forward assist. The effective range on this weapon is 550 meters up to 800 maximum, and a maximum fire rate of around 800 rounds a minute. Very solid there. We're just going to switch the fire rate there. Now this weapon does not come with full auto, semi and single fire, and really in game you're probably going to be wanting to keep this on single fire. I tend to do at targets which are at range. Anything up close and quarters, obviously get that on the 3-round burst. Now as we head across the road here, I wanted to highlight something with this weapon, with it having a longer extended barrel, that I see a lot of people on the field making these mistakes, and I thought I would take this opportunity of my years of experience to highlight something that you should and shouldn't be doing with your weapons here in the game. Somebody did ask me on my other channel, Para Players, were you in the Paras? Well, I was in 4 Para, the Territorials. I left before Bryce, so I am no way saying I am anyway qualified. Hats off and massive respect to those people. I'm certainly not a Walt, but I have had basic weapons training and some basic combat field training as well. So as we come up to the window here, this is what a lot of people tend to do. As you can see, the barrel is almost sticking through the glass there, and what that does is that gives your position away to anybody on the field over to the left. Actually behind me, this would be a better position here. In fact, this is terrible. Ignore all that, there's a window there. This is a better example here. So we're in position here. We're going to move away from the window so that if we do fire in that location, people down that side cannot see the barrel. They're going to have a rough idea where we're firing from due to the audio. We can then creep out, get some rounds down range. I'm not going mental, calm and collected, and they're not going to know where that weapon is. This is what I don't want to see. People sticking the barrels out of the window. Everybody on the left and the right can now see where that is, communicate on the radios, or even get a hand grenade up here. Slow, controlled bursts, and you certainly will live a lot longer. So that's been the first video in my series of weapons in Onward. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's something a little bit different. Something I'm probably going to enjoy because I actually do enjoy the weapons anyway. And they say you learn by teaching. So there we go. We've got the M9, the M16A4. And there's only one thing right now for me to do. That's to give myself an overdose of morphine. Really. Because I love the nurses in the mess hall. I saw them serving up rice pudding, and I want them to get me off. See you later.